Everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 415. I am Jay. How you doing, Mark?
I am doing fine. I last episode, which was whenever we did this, I had a back injury, and I still have a back injury because I am just a lucky son of a bitch. My back doesn't seem to be getting better. Jay, there were three general positions. There is standing, sitting, lying down.
Mm-hmm.
If you could only have one of these be comfortable for you, which one would you choose? So two of them are going to be uncomfortable for you, and one of them will be fine or comfortable enough.
I'm,
Which one are you going to choose?
well, considering I work an office job, I'm going to say sitting. I would like to be comfortable.
You'd like to be comfortable sitting, but not lying down or standing. How are you going to get to your office job or anywhere if you can't walk comfortably? And
Walking
how are you
wasn't
going to
one of,
sleep if you can't sleep comfortably?
well, I never sleep, so I didn't even think of that as an option. I mean, you're just one of us now.
I have chosen not I've not chosen, but it's been chosen for me that standing walking is okay, sitting or lying down are not so awesome. So you can go a whole day. You can't really relax also because you kind of have to stand the entire day, or else you're even more miserable.
So you're just standing all day at work now?
I got a standing desk, basically something to put on top of my desk so I
Yeah.
can stand all day at work. A standing desk converter.
Okay.
So I do stand all day, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kneeling right now because kneeling's okay. 'Cause I guess I can do the show and pray for this to get better. Um,
Wonderful. That is
the
good
power
work.
of prayer works. You see how we got rid of school shootings. Um, I I have one political question. I have one political story thing I
Oh,
want to ask you.
oh, good. I'm glad we're opening up with that. People love politics.
People love politics, and I was thinking about whether I should ask this question. It's kind of a deep thought by me,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to get your political opinion because I feel like, Jay, would you say you're an independent, Republican, Democrat, asshole? What are you?
I mean, I almost always vote independent. Um,
Okay.
I'm pretty middle because like I like stuff from each side and I don't like stuff from each side, and that just gets everybody mad at me because
Have,
you got to be part of the team.
have you been reading the like? There's all these articles now since the debate, where they're like they find the elusive independent voter,
Hmm.
and they're like, okay, so what do you think? And the reporter just the whole time the reporter's like, why the fuck can't you make a decision? What is wrong with you? And they have they're like, well, I mean, Donald Trump kind of, I don't like how he's mean to women and he tried to overthrow the country. But the other day, American cheese was more expensive in the grocery store, so these are kind of even. I don't know. But
That
anyway,
seems like a little bit biased.
but so here's my question for you. I think based on this is about the presidential candidates, and I've had a deep thought about the candidates, and really Kamala Harris. Um, there's a move she can make, which I feel like could turn on some voters and turn off other voters.
So pretty
And
much any political decision ever.
yeah, any decision, but I am wondering if this move would net her more voters or lose her more voters. That's the question.
Okay.
So if tomorrow she went on national TV and announced that she was transitioning, becoming a man, so would it lose her more voters because of the people that don't like would not want to vote for a transgender candidate,
Mm-hmm.
or would she gain voters for all the people that would never vote for a woman?
That is a tough one. That is a tough one.
I It's
Um,
a good question.
I I I would lean towards it having almost no effect.
I'm thinking if she became a man, it would help her in the election.
I think that the people who would overreact to that kind of announcement, either way, being super happy or super upset, are already like dug in on their sides. I
Wouldn't it
don't.
be great? Wouldn't it be the funniest thing ever if she came out, she's like, I'm transitioning just for election purposes?
Right, and after the election, she's like, I changed my mind. I'm just not going to go through that.
She's like, I never got the dick. I'm not doing it.
I'd just be like, now's not the right time. Now that I got voted president, I don't have time to go through a lengthy surgery and recovery process. So I thank you for your support. And
I didn't realize when you elected me I'd be the first woman president. So I have to stick with this now.
all right, let's move on from political stuff.
Sure, sure. I thought it was a good. I mean, like that was not a very political question. It was more,
That was pretty neutral, but I just
yeah.
sensitive times these days. I'm sure people are already like hovering over the stop button. Like anyway, so I started going for walks during lunch,
Okay.
and
Good for you.
the other
What motivated your decision to go for a walk?
having about 5 shirts left that fit was a good motivator. So yeah, so I'm going
I,
for
I I hope you actually that's the situation. You're like, listen, I have the regular size shirts and I have break-in emergency extra large shirts. And I'm on the extra large shirts now. I have broken in sick case of emergency.
I
You
don't
literally
have
have like
the
different shirts of
emergency
different
large
sizes.
shirts. No, I just have the like, the left side of the ones that don't fit, the right side of the ones that fit, and the piles are not leveling out. So
You work your way through the closet. You're like, God damn it, I'm on the red shirt today. Gonna have to start exercising.
yeah, yeah. So I'm near the end of the block, and there's kind of like a major road at the end of my block,
Okay.
and this lady is waiting to make a right hand turn onto the street that I'm on
In a car.
in a car,
Okay.
and
Well, because she could be, it'd be weird if she was like waiting. You're like, ma'am, just walk.
yeah, no, that would be weird. But you can make a right hand turn anytime you want
Oh,
on that
okay.
street.
So what I've realized is that a large portion of America does not understand the rule of right on red. They're just baffled by this whole thing.
Well, the thing is, some states don't have it, some do. So like, you move to a new area, and you're like, can I or can I not? Like,
New York City doesn't have it, but outside of New York City, are there other states that don't have it? 'Cause I actually don't even know what other states
I
don't
mean,
have
I
it.
know New Jersey, you can't make a left hand turn in some places.
Well, you can't make a left-hand turn on any on red anywhere. How would you do that?
No, they have like you have to make 3 rights to make a left.
Well, but that's one-way streets
No, that's major streets. They do.
where
They
they don't have a oh they like certain these hours of the day you're not allowed to make a left
they
turn
have
because of traffic.
panhandles because they say it helps with traffic, and so you make 3 rights and then you're going left. It's stupid. But anyway, I digress.
Anyway, but I do find sometimes I'm behind a car
Hmm.
and I'm like sitting there being like I'm like it's right on what do you there's no traffic coming and like I want to honk on her and
Yeah,
then other times I'm at the red light but I've driven past the sign next to you and I'm like did that sign just say no right on red or what the hell did that sign say and I
right.
can't look and now I'm kind of waiting for the green light while someone I'm like well, if they honk me, then I'll go. But I'm waiting to be honked because I'm not sure what that sign said. Because I didn't look at the sign when I drove past it.
I've done that. I've done that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so the car's honking because clearly she can make that right, and she's actually holding up traffic because there's no turn lane on that street. It's just
And
a
Jason's sitting there, you dumb bitch, move! Like screaming at her.
well. So at this point, I'm like across the side. I'm on the side street, but like across from her. I'm waiting to cross to like her side,
Okay.
and so finally she gets honked at enough that she makes the turn. So now she's on my street on the
You're
opposite side of the
walking
road.
towards her and she's trying to murder you basically because she got honked.
No. So she gets on my street. So she's going one way. I'm walking the other way on the
Hmm.
other side of the street. And she rolls down her window and she asks me how to get to some address. And it's the street she was just on.
Oh,
So
okay.
I tell her, like, you have to get back on that road. And she turns the car towards me and drives straight towards me and then stops. So now she's across the entire both lanes of the street, like perpendicular to the sidewalk. And she stops to
Okay.
talk to me, blocking both sides of the road.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I'm telling her, like, you have to go back on that road and make a right. And she wants like specific directions. I'm like, I don't have every number memorized. She was like, it's 200 East, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. Go make a right and keep going. What? I don't know what to tell. Some other lady walks over and she's like,
Did you say to her, so here are the directions. Download Google Maps and leave me the fuck alone.
or don't literally just park straight across the street and block both sides of traffic. Because now, like, I don't know if people are going to start getting mad at me. I had nothing to do with this. This lady's just blocking traffic, and I'm going to get blamed somehow.
Should the whole thing of someone stopping to ask you directions have stopped now that we have like all these apps?
Yes, but she was very old, so she probably like didn't have a cell. She literally had a piece of paper with an address on it, and that's like all she
Okay.
had.
She brings out a giant map. She's like, "Could you show me on this globe?"
Right. So this other lady walks over and she's like, "You can't just stop in the middle of the road. You're blocking traffic." And this lady's like, "I'm not going anywhere until I know where I have to go." And so then they're doing construction down my street, and the cop sees this, and the cop starts walking over, asking what's going on. And I just throw my hands up. I'm like, "I am out of here, lady. You got to make a right. I'm not getting involved with the cops now because you want to like block traffic on both sides of the road." So I don't know what happened to the lady. She probably never got where she was going, but
And as Jay's walking away, like the cops are just beating the shit out of her.
he was like laughing. He's like,
they're bad out there, like there's like beating. Like Jay's like, I guess that worked out.
the cop's like walking. He's like trying to talk to me while he's walking towards me. He's like, "What's going on?" And I'm just like, "This lady wants directions." And he starts laughing. And I just said, "I'm out of here." And I walked away. And I guess he went over to tell her, like, not supposed to block both sides of the road, lady.
What happened? What's going on, officer? Well, this lady was born in 1905, and that's really what happened.
So I hope I don't turn into that doddering old person that's just like, the entire world should stop because I'm confused.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure there'll be something where you're like, he can't teleport himself. He's blocking all the other teleporters. I still don't know how to teleport. He's so old, he doesn't know how to teleport. I'm sure it'll be something like that.
Anthony wants to know if you're still on vacation somewhere because it's been hard to get a hold of you.
Oh no. I am just dealing with a back injury. But no vacations planned till well,
It's gonna be like
next
next
week.
month. Yeah.
We're flying to Denver for a family wedding, just from Thursday to Sunday.
Okay. Just
And
a quick
then
getaway, guys.
it's not really a getaway; it's just for the wedding. And then my next vacation, actual vacation, December skiing.
Okay. I'm sure
we're
one will
gonna-
come up in between. You always say like, "Oh, I got 4 months between vacations," and then like a month
It's a
later.
long
you-
time between vacation. Then we're going in February. We're going skiing in Seattle with my family out there.
Anthony's
What
confused
do?
about your
What
back
you-
injury, which means he has not listened to the last episode, even though he had a month to listen to it. Shame on you, Anthony.
Oh my God, Anthony! How dare you? How dare you not know my plight? So what was it? So you know how they got rid of plastic bags at supermarkets,
Yeah.
and so they did that, and then climate change ended, and global warming's over, and everything's fixed, right?
Yeah, everything's better.
Everything's better. Thank God they did that. It's not inconvenient at all. Have you? So what's been the result of not having the plastic bags? What do? Do you bring a bag with you to the supermarket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty normal, right?
Yeah, they're like $1 and they're big, and so I got like 3 or 4 of them, and I just bring them to the grocery store. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Well, first of all, one unintended consequence apparently is that they used to take the little bags and use them for their dog poop, but now they're taking like big giant garbage bags and use those for their dog poop because those are the only plastic bags they have. So now they're using even bigger bags.
But they sell little bags that are specifically for dog poop.
I don't know.
Like I have
People
them
don't
for
wanna-
my cat.
I
Like
don't know. But anyway, so have you been to Target?
I've been to Target.
Have you noticed that Target gives you reusable bags
Oh, for free?
for free?
No, I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
Yeah, they say Target on them, and they just give them anytime you're there. Like you need a bag. Not only are we don't have the plastic bags, but we have the reusable bags, and they're free. If you and actually if you bring your own bag, you can take 5 cents off your purchase per bag.
Huh.
But because of doing that, like the Target bags, the reusable bags are everywhere. And I'm gonna say, which do you think is better for the environment, the plastic bag or the reusable bag?
Well,
If they're in just per bag.
if you reuse them, the reusable bags.
But if you're just using them and then throwing them away.
Well, you'd be a complete psycho if you do it. You're doing that, aren't you?
No. So I'm not an asshole. But I go to Target, and my wife had ordered something for pickup. So I go to the counter to get the pickup, and I brought my bag. And the guy brings me over whatever it was, whatever it's wrapped, and he's like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, no, I don't need the bag. I brought my own." So he's like, "Okay, totally fine." Gives it to me. I put it in my bag. He turns around, just throws out the bag. I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, the bag's used." But I brought my bag so I didn't have to waste the bag. Oh, we're not supposed to reuse these bags.
So he put something in and took it out, and that counted
Yes,
as used.
yes. He eventually like talked them into like, like nothing got on this bag. It was a enclosed product. The bag is fine. Can you please reuse this bag? We're all gonna die on this earth if you throw this bag out.
Was he just an idiot?
No, that's just the policy. They're like, once you've soiled the bag, you throw it away. You can't reuse it as like a
What was in
target
it?
reuse. There was something in a box.
So it wasn't like
I don't remember what we bought. But
it wasn't
it was
like
something
meat that
enclosed.
was like beef that was like dripping blood.
It was probably like medicine. It was probably like I think a Tylenol. Like nothing that could get on the bag.
Okay, that's just dumb.
But like that's Target's policy is their employees. Like, we can, but the employees can't reuse the bag because they don't want to like appear to their customers like they care about the environment. I don't know.
I am so glad I got out of retail.
But it's also I'm like, if this dude's throwing this out, everyone else is throwing it. People are taking these bags all the time, just bringing them home. We have like 30 of these Target bags because you like forget your bag sometimes. You bring one home. We have so many of them. Eventually, you just start throwing them away because you're like, I can't keep all these, and they don't take them back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, we're so. I mean, we're so fucked. But I have bought a metal straw, so like we're good.
Okay, good. Doing your part.
Like, the amount of garbage our own household produces is insane.
Well, I mean, you have kids; they're just trash monsters.
Trash monsters. I don't know. How much garbage you produce? How much garbage you produce?
I produce. I mean, I try to cut down. I mean, I use these bottles all the time, but like, it's still it adds up. I mean, it adds up pretty quick.
Yeah, no, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know where even the garbage goes. We give it to the garbage people.
Mm-hmm.
There's some point they're gonna have to be like, we're out of space. No more garbage pickup.
I think they just throw it in the ocean.
I guess they do.
I think that's why like all the fish have plastic in them now, so we're doing good.
Apparently, we all have plastic in us. They have like these microplastics. They say they're just like we're just our bodies are filled with microplastics, and
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe this will turn us into like a Terminator. I'll be like, oh, it made me extra strong. Like this is how the X-Men like started. Was they got the microplastics?
No, it's gonna be more like that Family Guy skit where, yeah, Peter rolls in radioactive thing trying to
Yeah.
turn into the Hulk, and he's like, "You have cancer."
Yeah, exactly.
Before the show, we were talking about you had a story about like gaming the system, and there was a story of this guy this week. He had AI make thousands of just shitty songs, and
I didn't know
then
they were shitty. Maybe they were really good songs.
maybe they were good,
The
but
story never said, I know what you're talking about. And the word shitty or bad, they just said songs. You're using your own. This is, Jay, you're kind of going off of it. You never listened to the songs. Maybe they'd be some of your best favorite songs.
so he also got a bunch of bots to listen to all these songs, and so he got royalties for all the listens for the songs.
He
Good.
made thousands of songs and had them listened to millions of times.
Yes.
And then Spotify and all the other music services had to paid him millions of dollars or something like that.
Well, yeah, but then they found out and he got arrested. So
Yeah, apparently this gaming the system, and then I guess this is considered fraud.
yeah, that's pretty fraudy. Yeah,
But a pretty funny like
it's
having
creative.
AI, creative. Yeah, you made the songs. Like that part of it's fine, I guess. Like have AI make. You can have AI make thousands of songs and put it on. I don't know if there's any rules against AI songs. Probably not on Spotify. It's just that you're gaming it by like then having bots listen to them, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the chat's saying Drake and P Diddy. I mean, like if they made a song and then they had bots listen to their own song, I'm sure they would get in trouble too.
By the way, what the fuck's wrong with P Diddy?
Well, I mean, that story is getting crazier and crazier. Yesterday, they seized over 700 dildos from his house.
Didn't hear that.
Uh,
You know what? Like, Diddy he kind of went away. Not went away, but like you stopped hearing about him for a while, and you expected the next story you heard about him would be like, rapper known as Diddy died today. Like just like the last
Mhm.
time you'd hear about him, you would not expect to be rapper Diddy had 700 dildos seized from his apartment.
So, like Eminem's new album, he hints that Diddy was involved with Tupac's death, and so
Oh.
I thought the next time we heard about Diddy, they were gonna find out that he put the hit out on Tupac, But then I found out he's having these like 5 day long crazy sex parties, and they seized 1,000 bottles of lube and 700 dildos from his house. And I'm like, oh yeah, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and over 700 dildos. And I'm like, that wasn't on my P Diddy bingo card.
What? Yeah, what the like? He was having sex offs. I don't know what they I forget they were called, but they're contests where they're having like what the fuck's going on with him?
Apparently, he's just a complete maniac.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah. So he's in jail. They denied a $50 million bond. They denied. So apparently he's stuck in one of the shittiest jails in the United States with no bail. So that's.
I mean, it really could do like a March Madness type tournament with surprisingly insane people. Diddy's up there, Bill Cosby, the dad from what was that show where they were where he was like a priest,
Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven turned out to be a pedophile. There's a bunch of others, but like there's so many. You're like Jared from Subway.
The guy from Beetlejuice, the dad.
Oh, what happened to him?
Apparently he was a pedophile too. If you notice in the sequel to Beetlejuice, the entire cast came back except that guy. And I think Otho, but I'm not sure Otho's alive. But yeah, the other guy was like, yeah, we're not gonna invite him back.
I didn't. Have you seen the new Beetlejuice?
Not yet. I heard it's good though.
I'm waiting 40 years for part 3, so I want to see the whole trilogy.
Brett Favre would be on there.
What did Brett Favre do?
He stole millions of dollars from welfare.
Oh, I feel like that was like tangentially related. Like he didn't actually steal it himself, but he was like related to the story.
I mean, there's no way he didn't know about it, right?
I don't remember the story, but I feel like he was kind of like he was like implicated, but like really wasn't the. I forget that story, but
yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so who again? Let's do this battle. These 4. Okay, we got Bill Cosby, we got Jared, we got P Diddy, and who's the 4th one? Jared, Bill Cosby, P Diddy. Give me a 4th one. Seventh Heaven.
Sure.
Or actually, no. Who was that movie producer who apparently like raped all the women?
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. Okay, those 4. This is the tournament, Jay.
Okay.
Okay. Harvey Weinstein, biggest scumbag. Harvey Weinstein versus Jared.
This is I mean, I guess Jared, but
I don't know.
Wait. Did Jared have pictures, or did he actually do anything with people?
I don't remember exactly. I don't remember.
I think he was
doing. I thought he was trying to meet up with young girls in real life.
I don't think he actually did, though. I'm gonna go with Weinstein because I'm not sure. They caught Jared, but I don't know.
You know, this is the minor event, the main event really, which I should have separated them in the brackets. But Bill Cosby versus Diddy.
I think Diddy's worse. From
Bill Cosby was drugging and raping women like for 30 years.
From what I hear, though, it was not a ton of people. Apparently, that's like a weekend's work for Diddy. Apparently, he was like, it was really bad. And
they're like, Bill Cosby raped 50 women. Diddy's like, that's an afternoon for me.
Yeah. And Andrew said you're defending Favre because he's an ex-Jet player.
We keep having Green Bay Packers. Now we got Rodgers. It's great. Guy's kind of an asshole, but now I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, no, keep getting them when they're 40 and past their prime. It's working out great.
It's wonderful. What else is going on, Jay?
So
did you hear about the other political story? The Black Nazi?
No.
Okay. There's a guy, Mark Robinson, who's he's running for. He's a Republican nominee for governor in North Carolina, and they found. I guess he used to go on this porn site called Nude Africa. He's a black man. His dad to it. It's called Nude Africa, and what's the last thing you do when you're on a porn site?
Give any personal information?
Yes. So he would go on there and like comment and he hid it. He hid his comments
Hmm.
um, by giving his real name and email address.
Oh my God.
That's how they linked it to him. I mean, he had a screen name, um, but he used his real information when he signed up to make comments. I mean, I have to say, like, there are lots of porn sites out there. We all go to porn sites, whatever. But there's always a comment. There's always like a comment section. I'm like, who the fuck is commenting on this shit?
The only time I get it is if the comment is like, "Who is that?" Because like
Seeking information.
the video isn't labeled, and they're like, "Who is that?" But yeah, the ones that are just like, "Oh yeah," like those are just creepy and weird. And why would you do that?
But by the way, if I saw the comment of who is this, I would follow up with the comment of my mom.
Please be respectful. It's my mom.
Respectful. Um, yeah. Anyway, apparently, like from 2008 to 2012, so this is a while ago. Anyway, before he had a political career, he was mini soldier on this website and would post a lot of comments, including calling himself a black Nazi and saying how slavery wasn't so bad.
Are there any normal people in American politics? Like any?
No, none.
I feel
Zero.
like even if you think they're normal, like a couple years later, a story will just come out and you're like, oh yeah, that person's a complete maniac.
Do you remember who was it? The guy who was the leader of the House of Representatives, the Republican, who like previously had been a wrestling coach and turned out he was raping kids.
I didn't even hear about that one.
This was like the mid 2000s. They didn't make a huge story about it.
I mean, it's not just us though. You remember the crackhead mayor of Canada?
Oh yes.
Like every other week, a video would come out of him just like smoking crack like while he was actively.
Dennis Hastert. Yeah, the guy who's smoking crack basically. He's like, why would I drop out? I just smoke crack. What's the problem?
This video is from like 48 hours ago, sir. And he's like, yeah, I'm sober now. What's the problem?
He's like, I'm smoking crack right now. It's whatever. I am better than you because I can do this job while smoking crack. I bet you couldn't do the job smoking crack.
Right.
So Dennis Hastert, who was from 1999 to 2007, was the Speaker of the House of Representatives. He previously was a wrestling coach, and they said that apparently he was molesting a bunch of the kids.
Wonderful.
And this wasn't that big of a story. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even remember that one.
Yeah, I remember hearing the story and being like, because he was out of office already. So like they stopped caring, I guess.
All right. If you want to email us, the email is thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Lorenzo writes, hey guys, we learned a lot more about Mark on the last episode, but instead of telling you what I think is going on, I would like to turn it into a game, much like great moments in Brink history.
Okay, cool.
So you need to guess what I think is going on with Mark based on what we learned last episode. So last episode, what did we learn about you last episode?
I don't know. I didn't know we learned anything about me in any episode.
I mean, I know we learned that you tried to do pull-ups with a backpack on, and that's why you have back pain.
Yes, that didn't work out. I previously also, I don't think I added, I also did push-ups with weight on my back, which I think initiated the problem. And then the doing the pull-ups probably put it over.
You left that part out.
Well, so yes, I previously had done that, and my back was bothering me a little bit, so I stopped doing it. And then I decided to try the pull-ups instead.
So you said, let me try it with a more awkward, potentially injuring position for my back.
I want to try. I was thinking about jumping rope with like a giant weight on my back. Just
So clue number 1 is method actor. Did you do voices last episode?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't have anything for method actor. Okay, clue 2.
Does he have answers? He has an answer at the end, right?
There is an answer at the end.
Okay.
Clue 2. He already has the voice down pat. So you did do a voice last episode.
Okay. The only voice I can do is a worse version of my own voice.
Clue 3 is recurring bit. I don't know. I'm stumped on this one.
I don't know. When was the last? Is this the god? Like the workout god?
I don't know. All right. Well, here's the answer. I have deduced that Mark will be performing in the lead of the latest Hollywood blockbuster, Gym Junkie God, the movie. You were close. He already has the voice sorted. As a method actor, he is now bench pressing small cars and doing weighted pull ups to really get in character. Can we get some details on the plot, please? And
Oh my god.
side note, as someone who used to work out a bit before I had kids, but couldn't even do one pull up, doing a bunch of weighted pull ups is goddamn impressive. Well done.
It's the plot. Gym Junkie God. What do you what you should we don't need to do all these pull-ups. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna save the day. If I don't do this, the kids are gonna die. They're not gonna die. Actually, it doesn't help at all if you're doing this. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
I just picture you adding
my-
weights to everything. You're washing dishes. You put like weights on your wrists to make the plates heavier.
Oh my god, someone's robbing the bank. Man, can you step on my back? Why? How is this gonna help the bank? I'm gonna do push-ups.
I'd watch that movie. The have you seen the previews for the what was that Agatha show that new Marvel show?
I think I've seen like a quick I know what you're talking about.
Agatha All Along.
Okay, yeah.
So
Does she do weighted push-ups in this?
no, but the title bothers me because it makes no sense. Like in WandaVision, Agatha was the bad guy all along, which would make sense for like the last episode of WandaVision if you name that episode Agatha All Along. But if you name the spin-off series Agatha All Along, it doesn't make sense. It's
I
just
think
stupid.
what you need to do is listen to the Mitch Hedberg bit about corn. He's like, shouldn't it be corn off the cob? Why is it corn on the cob when that's how it comes?
True.
He'd be like, he's like, that's like taking my arm off me and calling that Mitch, and then putting the arm back on and calling it Mitch altogether.
Yes. Yes. It should just be called Agatha. It bothers me. Unless the plot is that she pranks people every episode and the cast never catches on. And at the end of the episode, she reveals that it was her doing the prank. And then they all turn to the camera and go, it was Agatha all along. That I could see working.
Okay, so she was the bad guy in the WandaVision?
Yeah, it turned out she was a witch. And so now this is a show about witches.
So they're just producing whatever at this point.
They don't give a shit anymore. No.
Like, there's no, like, hey, so we're in the pitch meeting. Just make the show and let us know what the pitch later.
Yeah. Does it have a lot of women and a bunch of gay people? Yes. All right, produce it.
That was the South Park episode, the Pandervision.
Yes. Well, no, it's true though. Like they're like pitching this as like the gayest Marvel show ever. Aubrey Plaza said it was going to be a gay explosion in the final episode. So.
Well, I mean, like, if you go to that site, Black Africa, you can find an all-female explosion at the end. I saw this headline, and I thought of Jay because I felt like if he didn't leave his older job, he had a job for a long time that he was very miserable, and I kind of felt like this is what would happen in this job.
You sound a little quieter. Did you do anything to your?
No, I moved slightly over. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Don't move
Am I the
slightly
same?
over.
Okay. Anyway, I saw this headline, and I just thought of Jay in like his old job. This is how it would have ended if he didn't leave.
Mm-hmm.
It said, Wells Fargo employee found dead at desk 4 days later.
I'm really glad we're doing return to offices in a lot of jobs, because that's what happens. You die at your desk and nobody notices.
No one notices. Man, Jay's pretty quiet at his desk. And man, should we tell him he's got a shower? Someone's got to knock on the cubicle and let him know he's got a shower.
It's not even like he died on a Friday and they found him on a Monday. That would only be 3 days.
No, they went through work days.
Yeah,
Not finding
it
this
had to
person.
have been at least 2 full work days.
Wells Fargo's reaction was like, yeah, we might rob you blind with fake accounts and like really screw you, but we really we're getting this is unfair.
It's like the perfect article to come out the day after Amazon announces they're bringing everybody back to the office full time.
Yeah, everyone's going back 5 days. Well, whatever. I am sure they make enough money at Amazon, so fuck them.
Well, what I think they're doing is they're planning a round of layoffs and they're trying to get people to quit so they don't have to pay them unemployment.
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're like we're calling return to office. Everyone's coming in 6 days a week. You're like 6 days a week. Well, I guess we got one person that we can lay off.
Yeah.
But be at your desk for 4 days dead. They're like, does she not have any friends? Did security not check her area? What about the cleaning crew? Did they not have a cleaning crew?
Yeah, it raises a lot of questions on how that could happen.
It really raised a lot of questions.
And they were at their desk. They weren't like on the toilet with the door shut or
at their desk.
Yeah, I mean that just shows what goes on in offices. All the people are like, "Oh, people are doing laundry while they work from home." It's like, yeah, people are dying at their cubicles.
There was reported 30% of all office workers are actually dead at their desk, just not discovered.
Right. That study will come out like next year. Like, you know what? Maybe we were wrong about the work from home. People are actually dead at the office.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess work from home. They don't find you for months.
That is true. That is true.
Maybe Amazon is like, we're having return. You know why we're having return to office? Too many people are not being found dead. We need to find their bodies.
How long would it take your coworkers to know that you died? Like, would it be same day or like?
I'm fully remote,
right?
So like, no one sees me, but people call me. They ask me questions. But if I don't return a call or two, I hope my wife would notice pretty fast. But
yeah, but your coworkers, you're not returning calls. Are they curious same day or are they waiting a couple days?
I'm usually talking. If someone calls me, I usually talk to them the same day. Like I'm not like there's not like a. We're pretty free flowing in conversation here.
So if you died, it would raise questions pretty quickly.
But there are days I don't talk to my coworkers. There are days no one reaches out to me for just whatever reason. I'd say a solid week before people found out I died. What about you, Jay? You're fully remote.
I think it depends what time of the month. Like if it's during month end, I think they would catch on pretty quickly. But
yeah, we just want to say if you are gonna die, do you mind doing it after the 14th? It's just better for accounting.
Right. Yeah, I mean if it's after month end, it's kind of like I have projects I work on, but nobody's like contacting me about them, so I could probably go a solid 2 weeks without anybody like worrying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Would you think? How long would it take for me to notice you're dead?
Probably about 2 weeks. I mean, between your pickleball and your concerts, you know, maybe starting that third week, you start thinking about maybe we should record another podcast at some point soon, and definitely by the fourth week when you're like, all right, it's time for my monthly appearance on Brink.
I thought you had 3 other guest hosts. You're going back to that, right? You have 3. I'm the 4th guest host every month.
Apparently I'm going to have to go back to that.
I'm going to do another political story, Jay. I have another one I want to cover. I'm going to keep covering him until you kick me off the show. But you know how you've noticed Trump, Kamala, they keep promising things to like get like people to vote for them because you're like trying to get these. You're just throwing things out there. Like I think Trump promised not to tax tips. Kamala promised. I don't know. Have you noticed that? You notice that politicians promise stuff just to win votes?
Really? They do that?
Okay. So in Venezuela, they've taken it to a next level. Manduro, whatever his name is, who recently got elected president there, and it's contentious because apparently he may or may not still in the election. I don't know if he did or not. Who gives a shit? But you know what he promised?
What?
He said this year, to make things better, Christmas starts October 1st.
Does that mean everybody gets 3 months off?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the implications are. But literally, he has the power to do that, and everyone's got to be like, okay, it's Christmas now.
But don't you get off for Christmas?
I guess everyone gets off October 1st.
But if it starts on October 1st, technically you would get almost 3 months off.
I don't know how it works. I don't. You get 2 Christmases. I don't know what he's promising. I don't know if like you're like, and like you have to like go down to the mall and put your fat suit on, like and work at the mall because you're like, I guess I'm working. I'm playing Santa now in October.
We just live in insane times now.
I would just love that if one of like if Kamala came out here and came out and she's like, okay, if you elect me, we're gonna have Christmas in October, we're gonna have a Christmas in December, and we'll do a Christmas in March. We're gonna do 3 Christmases.
Trump's like, sure, she wants 3 Christmases. I'm gonna have 5 Christmases. Only a dumb liberal would want 3 because she hates Jesus.
Trump offers everyone a second birthday.
All right, we got another email from Lorenzo. Hey guys, I have an activity for you. Think back to when you started playing video games, Contra, Tetris, etc. Now think about how far games have come since then. Now imagine that all you play currently is the stuff from back then, i.e. you didn't progress. Mark, don't get a boner over this. So this is probably what you would prefer.
This is absolutely what I prefer, yes.
That list of board games you had last week sounded exactly like the above scenario, except for code names. All those games are straight out of the 80s. This is tough to reconcile with the Brink I know. Jay can list a bunch of random snuff films from Sylvania, but is still playing Monopoly. The days of board...
Really...
I mean, accurate. The days of board games where you roll a dice and progress from A to B are long gone. There's some cool stuff out there. Let's call it the new world order of board games. On the NWO board game spectrum of nerdiness, I rate myself as a 6, 10 being hardcore. You guys are about a 1. At the bottom of my email, I will list some good ones based on different scenarios, length of gameplay, kid-friendly, etc. Probably no need to read these out
What's the kid-friendly
one? Good for kids. Quacks of Quedlinburg. Pandemic. I think I played a phone version of Pandemic. Ticket to Ride, Splendor,
I played the
and
international Pandemic game in 2000.
Ticket to Ride, Splendor, and Saboteur.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So on Facebook, can I tell you what happened to me on Facebook recently?
Sure. What happened on Facebook?
What happened on Facebook? A lot of fun stuff happens on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, an account appeared out of nowhere that just said my first, my last name, and then it said at Mark at last name dot OK, the letters OK.
Mm-hmm.
Then this account proceeded to friend everyone I was friends with. The account has no pictures of me, no recognition, and the account, like it says, it's created like just now.
Mm-hmm.
So many messages from people being like, "Hey, Mark, is this you? Is this you?" Yes, I created a second account with no pictures whatsoever and the word "okay" on it to friend you again. People were accepting, and then this account would start messaging them. I'm assuming to scam them out of crypto, or some kind of crypto scam, or some kind of scam, basically to steal money from people.
Mm-hmm.
You can report account for fraud, for impersonation on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Then
it's a problem solved, right?
Yeah. Then I told my wife, "Hey, could you do this also? This account." Then I had my sister-in-law. "Could you do this also?" 5 different people just report that this account is a fraudulent account.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, got a message from Facebook. It said, "We didn't remove the page. We use technology to help prioritize reports for review. As our review team is focused on the most severe cases with potential for real-world harm, we're not able to review your report. We understand that this might be frustrating, so we recommend exploring the options available to control what you see. We'll let you know if there's an update on your report."
Oh, just hide it. Problem solved.
Do you know how insane this is? Facebook said you reported fraud. We don't have even the time to review what happened.
They've
we don't
completely
even want to know.
Checked out.
And just, hey, if you have a problem with fraud going on in your name, your impersonation, look away.
That's amazing.
I can't even believe this message was generated. It is such a. I was like, well, fuck it. I mean, who's dumb enough to also like have the like? I'm gonna see someone from high school I haven't seen in many years. They're gonna punch me in the face and tell me I stole all their money. And I'm gonna be like, I didn't steal your money. You're a fucking moron for friending this fake account.
That's pretty wild.
But apparently you're allowed to set up these fake accounts now and scam people, and Facebook has promised not even to look into it.
Yeah, they literally don't care anymore.
I mean, I can't. Why even have a button to report impersonation if the answer to an impersonation is to say we're not doing anything about it?
I don't
It
know.
should be a button that doesn't work. Like I go to press like in this account, you're reporting this account for impersonation. You press it, and then nothing happens. I keep pressing it
Hmm.
until I find out the button doesn't work. That would be a better solution.
Yeah, yeah.
Because then I'd be like, well, maybe they might fix the button. It's not that they don't care.
That's yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like, what's the circumstance? I guess they're just saying you're not popular enough, because I'm sure they would do it if the person had it was like semi-famous.
So we're only flagging fraud if it involves famous people.
That's what I bet if somebody was impersonating Taylor Swift or something, like it would get shut down.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. It's just weird to be like, we're fine with more common fraud.
Yeah, that's just
And
a
I
little.
assume, I'm assuming this is not like a person. There's like probably a bot doing this or something like that. Someone designed a bot to like make a million of these accounts and commit lots of fraud. And Facebook's like, what can we do about it?
Facebook knows everything. They're probably like, I looked into your account, Mark. What are they going to take from you? You don't have that much saved up.
Can you imagine how much fraud just goes out in the open on these accounts?
Facebook's like, Mark, you have 2 Ethereum. Like, what are they going to do to you?
Shh, don't tell people. Um, I say to my wife, I'm like, she's like, we're leaving for like we're going somewhere in the town, and she's like, we gotta lock the door. I'm like, lock the door. What? Someone's gonna break into our house and steal our 7-year-old TV? What are they gonna get from us?
Right. Your PlayStation 4.
I'm like replacing this front door is probably costs more than anything we have in the house.
So, launching the Brink of Sanity newsletter on Monday. Exciting
Ooh,
times. Exciting
it's
times.
exciting.
The brinkofsanity.substack.com. It's going to come out 3 days a week. So,
Okay, 3 days a week, not 5. Why, Jay? Why are you so lazy, Jay?
why not 5 times an hour? Why, why not just do it? Why not just have every 5 minutes a newsletter comes out?
Wouldn't that be amazing if every hour you had a newsletter you came out with? You sent it to with all new information, new like content, every 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so 168 newsletters a week.
I mean, who would want that?
No. And they're like, I didn't subscribe to this, and you find out Jay is just like guessing email addresses and sending them to that. You're like, I bet there's a bill 123 at Gmail, and I bet there's a bill 124 and 125. We've got a lot of subscribers.
So yeah, it's 3 days a week. I'm gonna tell the story of the process of making a game, and then there's gonna be a bunch of interactive games like Would You Rather and Two Truths and a Lie in like poll form, so you can guess before you see the answers. Stupid product of the day, a whole bunch of different things on there. So check that out, and yeah, it's gonna launch Monday morning.
How do they subscribe again? Just say it 3 more times so people can
The
remember this.
brinkofsanity.substack.com.
Brinkofsanity.substack.com. They put their email address in.
That's it. Put your
And
email address in, hit subscribe, and that's it. You're in.
this is the easiest thing you can do for the show. Just subscribe, and Jay will be so happy.
Yeah, yeah. Anthony's Andrew said I could spam at Brink of Sanity on Twitter constantly with the newsletter. At Brink of Sanity on Twitter has not responded to anything in 14 years. That's why we're Brink of Sanity 3. Also, I submitted a fraud thing to Twitter, and they're like, no, it's not fraud. So,
Twitter's like, we work with Facebook and not ignoring the fraud claims.
right.
Do you Jay? Would you promise if you get a certain number of subscribers, you'll send out like a picture of your nipple?
Why would anybody want that?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, having some subscribers though would be great. So
So
yeah.
if you subscribe for the pre-launch, then you'll get the first one on Monday morning at 6 a.m.
8 a.m.
And then the second one on Monday morning at 7 a.m. And the third one on Monday morning at 8 a.m. If that would be like that guy who did used AI to make the different songs. What if you just used AI to make newsletters, and you just started just sending out a million newsletters? You
Andrew
literally
said,
take every email address and you just bombard their accounts.
Andrew said 10 subscribers for a nitpick. I don't think that's a good idea because there's 9 already. So I'd rather make it a.
I'm gonna sign up on some. I'm gonna make some fake accounts right now.
Let's see. Do you have any more news stories?
I think I am out of ideas for the show. I don't know. I think that was all.
Lorenzo writes, I don't mean to alarm you, but I got my weekly newsletter from a board game shop, and there is a new game called Brink coming soon.
Oh my god.
So, yes. So, we have a Kickstarter, The Brink of Sanity, not Brink. And I don't think it's going to be an issue because it's 2 different names. But anyway, yeah, Kickstarter, type in Brink of Sanity. That's our game. You can sign up for the pre-launch right now. And when I get enough followers, I'm going to launch it and we'll see what happens.
Oh, the other news story I had, did you hear about the Tenet Media? There was a bunch of right-wing like podcasters. They were being like funneled money from like to become mouthpieces for Russian propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Like unwittingly, not on purpose. They were basically given money from like something called Tenet Media, and they were given like hundreds of thousands of dollars to like promote Russian propaganda.
Yeah,
which they didn't realize they were doing.
Yeah, I mean it was all the worst Twitter accounts and podcasts. Like it was all.
I bring this up that like someone were getting $400,000 a month. We would have done this for like $40 a month.
One of them was Matt Walsh, who tweeted 2 days ago that if you're using a sick day as an adult, you should be embarrassed. And then so somebody dug through his tweets, and he delayed his 1,000th episode of his podcast because he was taking a sick day. And he works from home and makes his own schedule. So I feel like taking a sick day from a work from home job might even be more embarrassing than taking a sick day from an office job.
It's also like it's like if you take a sick day, it's fine. Why do you have to be an asshole about everything?
Right. I mean, people get sick. That's the whole purpose of sick days, is to use them when you're sick.
He's like, I'm sorry. When I said that, I was taking money from the cold medicine industry. I wanted to make it so people know they could just take cold medicine and go to work. I have no real actual ID. I know. I just whatever people pay me. That's what I support.
Right. We got one more from Lorenzo. He said, "Morning, guys. Back in episode 69, Jay was lamenting that the fact that he had never met a real person named Barney, and that they only seemed to be fictional characters. Rubble, Fife, guy from The Simpsons.
That sounds right to me. Yeah.
Has this changed since that episode?" No, I don't think I've ever met a real life Barney.
It would be great if we can get someone named Barney on the show.
Ask him how his life is, being a Barney.
Hey, you know what? I just typed in brink.substack.com. That's not the site, right?
No, the Brink of Sanity.substack.com.
Okay, because the Brink, there's already a daily newsletter from the Brink. It was launched 4 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not it.
You knew about this one?
No, isn't that like HBO show that was coming out?
I don't know. Was there a show called Brink?
Yeah, they had a show. It lasted like 6 episodes, but yeah, there was a show called Brink at some point.
Brinkofsanity.substack.com, and I have not found
The Brink of Sanity?
Okay, The Brink of Sanity.
Why don't you just type in what I said 5 times instead of stuff that isn't what I said? It would be easier to find.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, there you go.
Subscribe. I'm
Jesus Christ. Jay, I know you said The Brink of Sanity, but I typed in everything except that, and it didn't come up.
Okay, it says I already have an account, so I'm going to have to, I guess I'm one of
Yeah, you were supposed to be writing for the goddamn newsletter, not subscribing to it. That's why you're already in there.
I have another email address. I'm going to use the other email address, and I'm going to subscribe on 2 accounts.
Great. That's awesome.
Okay, so there's a monthly plan, an annual plan, a founding member plan for $210 a year.
Just do the free plan. Just do the free plan.
Founding member? You're a founding member for $210?
Yeah, if you want to give me $210, you could, but just do the free account. It's fine.
Jay just like sells the. Jay, what if you find that this newsletter is worth like $211? Then you'll have sold it for $210 and lost out.
So Yeah. Anyway, that's thebrinkofsanity.substack.com. Ignore everything else Mark said over the last 5 minutes. Those are
Yeah, you have to actually use the letters he said. You can't just like use a version of it. It doesn't work.
yeah. Yeah, it said we launched 2 years ago because we were supposed to launch 2 years ago, but we didn't. Only it still says we launched, even though we didn't. I think it gave the launch date as the date like I drafted the first post, which is kind of annoying. Well, at least when it actually launches on Monday, it'll look like we're well established.
Yes, this has been going on for years.
Like we could trust them. They've been around for 2 years. They're not
You
going
should
anywhere.
start the newsletter by saying hello to my 350,000 subscribers. Like you should have a number every like I'm gonna put a total of subscribers, and I'm gonna run each episode each time I send one out. I'm gonna give you a running total of how many subscribers we have, and just put outrageous numbers on there.
That's not a
Like
bad
this,
idea.
like we have. You should start off like low, like hey, just want to say hey to our 528 subscribers. I'm gonna keep this total going and let you know how many subscribers we have every one, just to keep the excitement going.
Mm-hmm.
Then 700. Then like the next one says 108 million.
Everyone in the
I
world
noticed
is subscribed.
I noticed on other newsletters they will encourage people to encourage you to like share it with friends by giving you like stickers or badges or something like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you earn like points for
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I mean, I never respond to that by actually doing anything, but
That sounds
they encourage
expensive.
you to share. Well, I don't think I think they do like fake. You can do it by like, hey, get 5 subscribers and we will put your name in the newsletter.
Mm.
Or you can write anything you want in the newsletter. You can promote Russian propaganda in the newsletter if you get 5 extra subscribers.
I'll be happy with five more subscribers.
Okay. Anyway, so Jay now has 10 subscribers, with 20% of the subscribers might be me.
You're screwing up all my numbers, man. I'm gonna get all excited seeing the new subscribers, and it's gonna be like, oh, they're all Mark.
I really think you should put on there though, like hey, we're starting small with 127 subscribers, and then each one just build a little bit.
I mean,
Jay, come on.
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. There you go. I am contributing.
That's better than writing like 3 to 5 posts a
Today we
week.
broke the milestone of our 1,000th subscriber. It's really amazing. And then you know what you should do it also?
Yeah.
Like, hey, today we got our first sponsor, and just put like a graphic from Coca-Cola on there and pretend they're a sponsor. Just add sponsors, and like at some point, real sponsors will fall for this.
I wonder if anybody's ever done that. They just faked having all those numbers and then got advertising revenue on that.
There was a story about I mean, I think people have like committed fraud before, but there was like a platform that was supposed to help it was something to do with like student loans, and they had all these people who were like candidates for private student loan. I forget what it was, but they made up the numbers, and they said they had like 400,000 people on their platform. It turned out they had like 4,000 people on their platform, and like I think JP Morgan or it was JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley had paid like a lot of money for this, and then when they sent out like because they had all these email addresses, so they sent out like a large email blast, and they got a lot of bounce backs, and they're like, that's an unusual amount of bounce backs, and then they found out that they had made up most of the email addresses. I think the woman went to jail, or like it's on like, or is in the
Yeah, there's not usually a happy happy ending when people do things like that.
yeah. But it was just like funny because it was like they might have had 10% of the actual the actual listed number.
Yeah.
So anyway, you only go to jail if you use that number to like trick someone into giving you money.
Okay. All right. I guess that's
By the way,
about.
if you did get like charged with fraud, I think our numbers would go up.
I just Andrew was saying he wasn't getting a confirmation email. It went into my junk folder.
Okay.
So
Your email address, your email is like is trolling you.
yeah. So if you do sign up, they'll send a confirmation email, and it'll probably go to your junk folder.
Yeah, so
So.
please confirm your subscription.
Yeah.
Subscription, and thank you. You're subscribed.
Yeah, there you go. Done. Easy.
There you go. Wait till Jace finds out. I have a other email address I'm going to use.
I mean, they probably all have your name on it, right? Like I see the names of the emails that subscribe.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
the next one's going to say not Mark.
so are we going to be back soon? You're the busy
Yeah,
one.
of course. Like
Okay.
very soon. Are we going back with the Knicks start soon also?
Yeah. The next podcast will start again soon. So thank you for listening, everybody, and we will be back soon. Bryce said sorry he couldn't make it. He'll be back next episode, and yeah, we'll see you all soon.
This is the end.
Say goodbye. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, everybody.
So Andrew was saying that they opened up a pickleball place near his house. I read that local residents hate when pickleball places open near their house because it's loud as fuck.
Yeah, it's just that noise over and over.
I didn't realize it was like loud and it's like a nuisance type of thing.
Yeah, people really don't like it. I mean, people like playing. It's really popular, but like, I guess if you're out, you just hear that noise over and over again.
Yeah, I guess if you live near a place with like 10 courts and you hear that back and forth.
Yeah,
that could
I think,
be.
like they make rules like what time you can play because of that, like because they don't want residents that are like nearby to like drive them crazy. I mean, not that like people don't want to hear it all night, basically.
So you're part of the problem.
Well, I'm playing at a tennis place, so I like in the tennis place, it's fine.
Okay, it's not
You know
like
what? I can't even play pickleball now with my back, so it's gonna be a while before I can play.
good
So
job.
I'm
Well, that might mean more podcast.
yeah. I mean, I really like I played the other night. Like it was, like, I was in just tremendous pain afterwards. So I'm like, I might not play for a few months.
Well, good news for Brink fans, bad news for Mark's pickleball teammates.
Yes, yes. I told my son that I'm gonna go. I would play ping pong with him after this, so I'm gonna go play ping pong.
Are you just on a mission to keep tweaking your back?
You think a ping pong's gonna hurt me?
It could. I mean, it depends how you swing it.
I mean, I feel like ping pong's pretty. Should I avoid ping pong?
I mean, I guess if you go real easy, it'll be all right. But like,
How hard do you go in ping pong?
I mean, you can go pretty hard in ping pong.
I don't know if you know this. I'm not in the Olympics.
I don't know. You're the one friggin' doing backpack pull-ups. Like, I don't know how hard you go on ping pong.
I'm not going that hard in ping pong.
I mean, I guess if you're just like whacking it. I mean,
I'm whacking,
You know.
little whacking, some like spiking it, whatever. But like, it's ping pong. You're not using your wrist and stuff.
all right. I look forward to next episode when you tell me about your great ping pong back injury.
Oh my god, if I can't play ping pong, that'll be the worst.
You're gonna be back to like pong, arcade pong.
We just got a table, so you can see in the background.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
It's a good-looking table.
My kids seem to like it, so. So if I can't play it, that'll suck. If I can't play ping pong.
Do you have like another room in there?
What do you mean?
It looks narrow. Like, I know your house isn't like.
It's the base. We have half a basement.
Okay.
So the basement, like, it's like when they constructed the house for an extra $50, they do an entire basement, and the people who had this house were like, nah, I'm not gonna pay $50. So like we have half a basement. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, I know your house isn't that narrow. There's no way. So I was wondering what the deal
So
was.
there's a giant, like the rest of the house is like crawl space for the basement. It's
Mhm.
so like other houses, like the 4 houses next to us, the house like the first 4 houses on this block all have full basements,
Mm-hmm.
and we I mean, whatever.
So that's where all the ants move to. That the dirt half of your basement is where all the ants are coming from.
That might be it.
I'm just picturing like this huge like ant colony on the other side of the wall behind your basement.
Then one day they're like, okay, the resistance, we're gonna go in.
All right, I will let you go. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for joining in the chat. Appreciate it. And we'll be back soon. Yeah, I guess we're going to start doing